Keep on this time. Heavy is the head. I see the boat throwing. I'm too full with it. I gotta keep going. Kobe with the wins. You niggas just Ginobili. You winning only cause of me. Let's keep the ball rolling. No disrespect, Slim. Where is your check, Slim? Welcome back to another episode of the You Weren't There podcast. I am your host, of course, at Me Was Here. And we got another great show for y'all today. I'm gonna let my guests introduce themselves. We're gonna start with you, Frank, move around the room, and then we're gonna get started.
Yo, what up? Frank Blunt, songwriter, artist, producer, engineer, all that jazz. And yeah, glad to be here.
Elway. I don't know like what I do. I mean, honest, like I do a lot of things, man. I assist with DMV Hoods News brands, Keys to the City. Yeah, I do a lot.
Show running now.
Yeah, I mean, I could talk about it now.
We'll start with that.
I got a series, man, I'm working on right now. It's already in the work, but it's going. Sheets and Funnel. I'm trying to have it be like Friday, but like a series. You know what I'm saying? So like, you don't have to. You get that feeling every single time. Like you just, let the fun continue. Give a little bit of DC history in it. Well, DMV, I don't want to say just DC, but yeah, just good fun. So yeah, don't be on the lookout for it. It's out right now. Post every day on Instagram and YouTube on the Keys to the City YouTube channel. So you know what I'm saying. If you want to be a part of it, all you gotta do is hit my DM. Anybody can be in it. You don't gotta. We're not smoking on it because of YouTube. I want to stay monetized, but you know what I'm saying. We talk about weed and we do everything else around the weed, but we ain't smoking on it.
What up? I'm T-Lowkey. I'm an artist, performer, entertainer, and yeah, just happy to be here.
I'm Chaz DL, your resident co-host, entrepreneur, all that good stuff, man. Welcome, family. Welcome.
I like his energy.
That's why we got him. Into the business. So anytime I have guests on the show, I think it's very important to give you an opportunity to kind of discuss your journey, how you started, where you came from, how you became who you are right now in this moment. So T-Lowkey, we're gonna start with you. How did you start as an artist? What do you feel like your brand of music is specifically? You know what I mean? What makes you special?
Well, I mean, so let me start from the beginning. I started doing music in like school and stuff like that, and always been around like my dad and my mom who were playing music, playing the hits, R&B, playing soul music, and a little bit, like church music and stuff like that. So I always been around music and stuff like that, always trying different stuff. Did like a chorus and played like trumpet and cello and stuff like that, but I don't really, fit in that like that. So then I went to college and, just playing on YouTube beats and just freestyling with the homies and stuff like that, making some beats. It was terrible though. The first ones, when you first start out, but yeah, just made a little stuff. And then honestly, like just came back from college. I went to school in Mississippi. I went to Alcorn State.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out to HBCU.
Hell yeah. Shout out.
That made you go out there. I'm sorry.
No, you good. Honestly, I wanted to change of pace. I grew up in Northern Virginia, Annandale, Fairfax County. So shout out to Fairfax County and Nova all the time. I shout them out all the time.
That's real.
And
that's all right.
Yeah, I just wanted to see more Black people and be around more culture. And then my family grew up around there. My dad's like from Mississippi, my mom from New York. And I feel like I feel like I said they met in the middle, in the DMV kind of thing. But yeah, so just stayed out there, and it was a great opportunity, like good change of pace and stuff like that. I really loved it. Met some good friends down there I still got. And yeah, when I came back, like kind of during the pandemic, man, just got some free time to actually focus on like my career and just like actually write more songs and just like take it more seriously. So then I just stayed on it and just had always had like, little hustles, little hobbies and stuff like that on long. And then it's just like, only gave that about a year. So this is kind of the longest I've ever been doing something that I'm really passionate about. And I'm taking all the skills and stuff that I learned, like from, man, even just past jobs and hobbies and everything, just putting it in the music, a lot of inspirations and, man, having a lot of collaborations and stuff like that too. Yeah. So
that's what's up.
Yeah. Give us your. Please keep it to like 10 minutes.
I ain't good.
You're the oldest one sitting up here. Like we know you could go on a year, but please condense.
Nah, all right, man. Look. I don't know where to start. I won't keep it short though. I mean, Elway is a reinvention. I used to be L from Southeast. Artist. Was in 2 groups. I met Sleep when I was living in Greenway, Southeast, and then we just was talking one day because this is back in, to give y'all a timeline, this is like 2006. So the DMV music scene was just starting to emerge. And so it was like, wasn't really a lot of places you could go perform. It was like maybe 2, like Dre All Day in the Paint. And then like maybe one other person I can't really think of off the top of my head right now. So Sleep was doing go-go's, and I told him, I said, well, you should do, because he was an artist as well, I'm like, you should do events with artists. And it came that concept, he turned to Keys of City. So then at that time I would perform there. And unfortunately I got I lost trial. I got arrested. I lost trial in 2008, spent 7 years in federal prison. During that time, a lot of things I did as L from Southeast, I was just thinking like, how can I like reinvent myself? Because I don't want people to still look at me as this person, like just think I'm just on BS all the time, blah, blah, blah. So I came up with Elway. I was hanging around a lot of Spanish people and all that in the federal system. I mean, I'm being real. So L from Southeast turned to Elway, came home. I started hosting Keys to the City shows with Sleep, brought him out of retirement because he was like in the cut. And then we had a nice run at Red Lounge. We was like going crazy. And we touched everybody from like Knucklehead, rest in peace, Knucklehead, Shabazz, Too Easy Black, Cue the Fool, you name it. Like almost our objective was to kind of give a platform to even the up and coming artists and the artists that had like a bigger buzz as well, just, balance it out. Showcase life had ups and downs because it's conflicting because a lot of artists feel like, it's us performing in front of other artists, which is kind of true in a sense. And so, I was looking for something different. I'm like, well, what can we do different to, make it more beneficial for the artist? So then fast forward, I started doing other things, started doing comedy. So I did a couple events with A-Pop, Mike the Fool, Spinning Like I Printed, G-Dot the Great. I don't want to leave nobody out. Just everybody know J2 Funny, Mr. Waffle Man, etc. Almost anybody that's a comedian in the area, we worked at some point. Then I wanted to do karaoke. I just wanted to try something different. Like I said, I was trying to get away from until I can figure out something that's more beneficial for artists, a new platform, something different that they can really come and not necessarily blow up because nothing happens overnight, but just something that's more of they can feel the benefit from it. It's karaoke, and then now She's a Funnel series. You know what I'm saying? Along that journey, I met DMV Hoods and News. We formed a great relationship. Anwar, the owner, DMV Hoods and News. You know what I'm saying? That's been like that's a journey because like Shorty, he is a very unique person. You know what I'm saying? And he means well, and a lot of people don't really understand that. They just look at the social media aspect of it and not the person. And it's kind of hard when you're, even me sometimes, I know him Anwar, but I call him DMV Hoods and News just like everybody else. Right. And you got to separate the brand from the person. But that I learned a lot social media wise about analytics and clickbait. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really as wild as it may sound, he's kind of a genius because he understands how to get people attention. So the things that trigger people are really the most attention getting things. But that's a whole nother conversation. So now just like
we had that conversation today.
I'm gonna keep my intro short, you know what I'm saying? But so the man I am today is I work Keys to the City, of course, Denver Hills News brand, and I still do Elway stuff. You know what I'm saying? I manage social media for with my partner Wink, 202 Wink, for Chickalicious, a chicken restaurant on St. Barnabas Road. So if you never been, go try it, you know what I'm saying? I would suggest you get the Goofy deal. Goofy's actually has his own meal there, right there on St. Barnabas Road, 4404 St. Barnabas Road, Chickalicious. You know what I'm saying? So from a man that sat in a prison cell, you know what I'm saying, and been around killers and rapists and all you name it, to the things that I do now, I feel like I had like a heck of a journey, like, and it's still going. But just looking at the contrast of things, I was like, "Dad, this is like crazy."
Whole time though, you look familiar. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out where I see him from. But hearing you, okay, got history. So
I've been around.
I definitely seen you before. I was trying to figure out where. But yeah,
I couldn't tell you I know El my whole life. El my cousin.
Yeah,
Little known fact,
yeah.
Y'all. Like not like y'all niggas on IG. That shit don't count. I mean, like babysitting.
Like for real.
Cousin, like, you know what I'm saying? Like used to beat us up, but you know, not me, but the boy. You know? Like for real, like actual cousin. So I've known El my whole life. He is solid as they come. And I got a problem today, and I call El. You niggas better watch out. But different story for a different time.
Yeah.
Don't play with
Frank, give us your journey, man.
So my journey started as a youngin'. It's like 5, 6. We moved from Southview, bought a house. My folks got 2 jobs apiece, and they hustled up and got their first house out Akaki. And that was like 97 or something like that. And my mother, like, she was real, she liked the aesthetic type of thing. She liked really making the house look good. So it was a trash can in every room type of shit. Different. I took every trash can out of every room. I put 2 pencils together with the duct tape, and I started beating on the motherfuckers. And that's how the go-go shit. I fell in love with go-go, Chuck Brown, and like Backyard, and shit. That's my father used to listen to. So started beating on the trash cans and shit. She got mad because I'm breaking the motherfuckers every week. I'm sorry, am I supposed to be it? Can I? So I'm breaking them joints every week and shit. She's like, nah, we can't go like that. So she bought me my first drum set. I remember that shit like yesterday. It was like $500 joint. So I'm like, yeah, it was a Walmart joint.
Right.
I kept the hole in that. Couldn't wait. But I started there, did the go-go thing for a minute, but it was just like I couldn't see a future in it. I couldn't see profit, money, a career in it and shit. It's like dealing with 9, 10 bangers every week, trying to get them to come together and be, you know what I'm saying? It's like the bands that do it now, salute you, bro.
Right.
And a team is hard, bro.
Not everybody lasted. There's a reason why.
Getting everybody to think on the same page and do the same, like have that motion.
Yeah,
it's a hard thing. So I fell out of that. I pretty much was go all the way up until I was like 19, 20. And then I made the shift. I had some folks around the way. They had a studio in the house and told me to come through. I came through and I was already like singing. You know what I'm saying? That was the first thing. It was like drums, congos, bodies, and all that. Then I started singing. And they was like, bro, y'all come to the stew? Whatever. So I came to the stew and started working on my craft. And that's how I became an artist outside of just like, because it was go-go. I didn't even listen to rap music for real. I didn't listen to be like that. That's my folks was playing that shit in the house or cookout or something like that. It was like all go-go for me. I don't even know nothing about nothing.
Right.
But after that, I dove in. And it was like, all right, cool, I can do this. And you already been seeing how the money move with this type of music. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm going to run with this. I ended up going to school 2016 for engineering. I went to Atlanta. And I kind of had more fun than focus. Like
I mean, yeah,
it was.
yeah, yeah.
2016 was like
Yeah.
that was a prime time for the A. It was
Yeah.
the parties out that time was ridiculous.
Yeah.
My man had a like immaculate face card, so we go to the club. We walk to the front of the line. He walking us in there. He's serving the stars and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody you could think of. So it's like, and then I lived at the time. It's like Howard Mill Road. It's like 5 minutes from Street Execs.
Mm.
So I'm like, I'm going to Street Execs now. And he tapped in because he know all of these
Yeah.
people. He moving around. I built it up down there. But I had already built something here. So I ended up coming back home, linking up with my folks and shit. And that shit fell apart.
Dang.
And
Yeah.
I had every plug I needed in the A. But I came home because I'm loyal. My homies, those my dogs. I built it with them. But man, if I ain't have it, it was right there in my hand.
A-Town,
But yeah, I came back and shit. Started putting out music. I did the run. She would tell you about this. That whole U Street, Pure Lounge, Bohemian Cab, Lounge. I torched that. She'd tell you we was torching that joint. Like we come out there and smash that joint.
What a time.
It was a great time. And it definitely was it felt like artists supporting artists and shit, but we was like genuinely in love with music. So, like we really love your music, bro. Like we going and shit like that. So I built it up. I linked up with my guy Kenny Sharp. He is an amazing songwriter. He ended up signing with Dr. Luke. He wrote all the pop hits of the 90s, like Britney Spears and NSYNC and all that. He wrote all that. So I started diving into songwriting outside of just being a rapper. It's like, let's write pop records, let's write R&B records. And that's how I got into songwriting and producing and rapping. So that's who I am now. That's what I do now. I do a little bit of everything. I went to school for engineering. I songwrite, I rap, I sing. That's me. That's the story.
That's all right.
Like that.
All right.
I think people are surprised sometimes when like artists go to college.
Yeah.
Right? Because like a lot of people like they just getting at how they live. And I think both journeys have value. I think whatever your journey is, it informs the kind of artist that you're going to become. But I think like as two artists who like went to school, right, and then came back home, do you feel like your experiences as far as like the things that you saw in college, the things that you learned, like how different it is in this area in particular? Because I feel like the DMV, not overall, but I think there's some closed-mindedness that can exist here.
Absolutely.
Because as popular as this area is, right? If you want to come and party, this way you come. But I think as popular as this area is, there are people who have never left and are never going to. And I think that there are a lot of people like that who do music. And I don't think there's anything wrong with like loving where you from, appreciating where you from, whether it's those 4 quadrants, whether it's like, when you start stepping out of DC and Maryland and Virginia. I think whatever your journey is what your journey is, and it's beautiful regardless. But I think that the music scene now more than ever is mixed with people who do have like these larger life experiences, and then people who have like never seen anything besides this, and that fuels a lot of what their music is, right? Being that y'all did go away to school, live somewhere else for an extended period of time, and then came back here, how do you think that informs the music versus like kind of what you're seeing as far as like the base of artists?
I think it informs a lot, honestly, because like, I mean, you go to these college campuses and they playing rap music, they having concerts, they having artists that come and do college tours and stuff like that. So honestly, like to an extent, it inspire like what other side hustles you could get into, or even just like having other forms of income kind of thing too. And not necessarily even just like a backup plan, but you have a dream or a career that you started on. And then you also have talent and skills that you also want to show, and maybe some you want to say. And I think that comes with, I mean, like even just having like a day job and then doing music, or even just like having security in something and also having like multiple dreams that you want to execute. But I mean, I think that's part of like even just being an artist or taking something seriously, where it's like it's got levels to it. You're not only just a good student, but you're got to be responsible. You got to be diligent about the schoolwork. You got to learn to be a student. Sometimes you got to be a leader. And then some of those qualities cross over to doing music or being an artist. And then, I mean, I think some of the inspirations also come from like, you know, home and your friends and stuff like that and the music y'all listen to. But in college, there's so many different inspirations from music that like, you know, I mean, everybody want to rap now. So it's like, might as well. And you might as well put everything that made you who you are and that person into your music and make yourself different or make yourself, you know, an extension of that art form or whatever it is. So,
and you know what? The truth is, and I'm gonna get to you in a sec, Frank. But I think like what people like undervalue in college is like the connectivity. You have like a core audience of like anywhere from HBCUs are a little smaller, but you have a core audience of like 5,000 sitting right at your fingertips, which is like, I feel like for me, I wish I had like loved music that way or thought of it that way to start that journey there, because you got a core audience, a core fan base built right into your dorm room, right? To your classes, to your major, right? People you can touch right then, right there, and be able to build not only like the platform for yourself, but like the capital gain. Right.
definitely.
And I feel like that's something that a lot of kids like undervalue. Like, nah, if you love music, like the way you say you love music, start while you in school. Start while you like going to class with your core fan base every day.
That's what the execs are.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like,
I definitely want to say something about these things.
I went to school with, you know, people who like work for Google now, right? So like you have like so much genius sitting right there in those classes with you, and you would be crazy not to tap into some of that.
That networking community is essential.
That networking community is essential. Couldn't have said it no better, T-Lowkey. Like it's and it's right there, right? It takes so long to build a core audience and a core fan base all on your own, right? When you don't have the luxury of your parents sending you to college and you got to do that like hand to hand, which is what we used to have to do back in the day, and now like from a digital aspect, it's so much harder. Like being able to take advantage of a campus when you're trying to build your core fan base, to me is a luxury that I feel like not enough people utilize. But you know, that's me. But I do want to hear your take.
I mean, to piggyback off of that, it was like I felt like that, and I was like, my bad. Sit down. We back in it. But I felt like that when I had left school and I first started rapping. I was like, damn, if I would have did this in high school, bro, all the people I was tapped into and these my folks. Like I don't even have the same network anymore. So when I went to school, I was definitely on some rebuild the network, because like when you're not a part of something, everybody's coming here all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like you just see who you see when you outside, and those your folks and shit. But it works too, because it's like say like here for example, right? We was talking about how certain like a lot of folks that don't leave here, and then we got people that end up going to school or going to different states. Like the people that don't leave here, that's how you create a free car music. That's how you create that sound. Like that's all they seeing. That's all they living every day. And they also end up having like big brands on social media because everybody's still around. Like, you go outside, that's
and everybody knows
40, 50 folks right here in this one on this one block. 60 people outside. So it's easy to build a fan base when you're still in the hood. Somewhat. You know what I'm saying? The only thing about being in the hood and not stepping out and like connecting is you don't learn the game.
Yeah, you don't know.
All you know is the street. So you apply your street knowledge to a game that's not necessarily street. Right. Everybody shocks. You're gonna have shocks in every game, but these are different type of shocks. Man. If you don't know this paperwork and you sign this dotted line, I'm frying your ass for the next 10 years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe long. So like I feel like
perpetuity is a real thing.
I feel like if you are around the way and you I ain't never leaving, I encourage you, get your ass outside, go take a trip, go somewhere, meet a different culture, talk to some Mexicans, talk to the Pakistanis, just see how other people are living.
For sure.
And it'll change your perspective on how you make music. Like we make music, I make music totally different than I would had I just stayed around the way and didn't do nothing. Just was like, I'm outside, these are the same people I'm seeing, we doing the same shit every day, we go to the same clubs, we see the same people. That's the type of music I'm making. But because I didn't linked up with Indonesian people and Eritrean women and all type of wow. I'm talking about a whole different type of party now. Let me make a pop records. We make an Afro beat records because I got some Afro beat ladies over there and they want that. I got them figuring it out. So that's what I say. Like get out, get away from your hometown.
And you know what? You said something real interesting. I'm gonna let you go, Chaz. And I know you want to talk about this too, El.
Sure.
You said something real interesting, which is like people who from here, been here, stay here. That's where free call music come from, right? I want to like emphasize that point because I feel like it's easy to go to college, have those experiences, whether you graduated or not, to have those experiences and then to look down on the people who didn't leave, right? But there's like a feeling, an essence, and a sound that comes from an area where people are lifelong residents too. You know what I'm saying? So I want to like make sure I tap into that as well because I don't want to make it seem like, you know, because I went to college or because Frank or T-Lowkey went to college like that somehow makes us above anybody in terms of how the music is created because that's not what we saying. And I know you niggas like to misinterpret shit, but that's not what I'm saying. Like, because I feel like for the people that like stay in an area, you do get free call music. You get a sound out of those who are most authentic to a given area. And it's nothing wrong with that either. There's room for everybody. You know what I mean? But I just want to make sure I said that too, because I think it's important to notate that even if like you have not had those experiences yet, just using your gift can give you those experiences later. It's never too late for you to take your gift, to take what you learn, to take all that you are based on where you're from, and then use that to create the life in the future and the experiences that you want later on. All of this shit has value. You know what I'm saying? That's all I wanted to make sure I emphasize.
No, 100%. I was just about to chime in when you said there's room for everybody. It is room for everybody. So, you know, the ones that stay around the way, the ones that go to school, it's best for them to link. Absolutely. Right. But the thing is, the drawback I think is with the school is usually you leaving about in high school, right? So you got the ones that know they're not going to school, so they figuring it out. This is what I'm on now. If you going to school, them counselors, everybody in your ear, you think you got time. So you going to school not really knowing what your gift is yet. And then by the time you're about to graduate and leave, then you come into your own. It's like, damn, I wish I would have used these resources. But I just wanted to jump in and say, man, it is room for everybody. And for the youngest coming out now, you know, link with, if you're not going to school, find someone who is, because that's where your execs and the people who work behind the scenes in these music industry or entertainment field, they in school. You know what I'm saying? So, but I just wanted to say that. But I did notice the drawback of school. You don't figure it out going into it.
And if nothing else, you need somebody that can help you with your paperwork.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing we talk about often when you weren't there, right? Because the point of the show is to give you game in the conversations that you may not be in rooms for. And, you know, whether or not you value the experiences of those people, you know, who have lived a different life from you, you need to value the access that they have to things that can help you. And a good way to not have anything in this, when it comes to entertainment, is to not know your paperwork and to not have that looked over by somebody who does. And I say that all the time because, you know, these youngins have so much talent, and especially the era that we live in with music now. All the power belongs to you. The labels don't do anything. No. They're a very large bank that are going to give you a very large loan on an extremely high interest rate after you've done all the work.
That's it.
After you put that music out, they don't find your ass till you went viral. No way.
That's it.
Right? So you did all the work. You done built your brand. You done built your audience. You done built your following. You done created that music. You done did those shows. And now a label want to come in and they want to take a piece of it so they can give you a push in order for you to reach the masses and promise you you're going to be Kendrick. No. I encourage you. Don't be Kendrick, baby. Be La Russell.
It's professional extortion, man.
I swear. Professional extortion. Because you get a, and I say this all the motherfucking time, and I'm going to keep saying it. You get a lower interest rate at a credit union than you get with a record label.
Yep.
You don't make any money on music. And I know a big thing this week was Lady London. Shout out to her for putting that game out there. But you don't make any money from music anymore. Nope. You just don't. And we've said this before. I'm going to say it again. The music is the commercial for whatever the product is. Absolutely. Your product is what you're selling behind that music. Yep. So whether that's t-shirts and hoodies, whether that's your live showcases, whether that's creating your own tour, whatever it is, the music is not going to make you no fucking money. You are not going to be Drake. You need to grow up. You need to get the fuck out of that mentality. I'm sick of us talking about this shit every week and not just saying the real. I'm tired of it. All right, and I had a long week at my real job. So we can talk that real shit. All right, you're not making no fucking money off that streaming shit. You need a billion streams to make $20,000. That $20,000 will be exhausted by the time you do your own tour, by the time you do your own travel, by the time you book those venues, by the time you got to give them something up front to book you before you even get your money off the door and all of that. You need something else. The music is no longer the product.
Nope.
It is the commercial for the product. So you need to figure out as early as possible what your product is.
And even deeper, I don't want to get off because I wanted to say something about the college thing, but even deeper, you were the product. I think people forget that. Like, I was watching this, I seen this on Instagram the other day, and this is for everybody in the room, everybody watching, just take note of this, right? All right, it's use Cardi B as an example, right? I don't know her exact follower count. Let's just say she got 100 million followers, right? If Cardi B could reach 100% of her follower count, why would a brand like Coca-Cola, Doritos, anybody go and pay Instagram when they could pay Cardi B directly for advertisement? She's a bigger brand. We use Instagram as a platform, but Cardi B is more popular. Instagram is not selling a product. Cardi B would sell a product. You know what I'm saying? So they broke it down like, and then in reality, that is the reason why you will never reach 100% of your follower count. So if you got 20,000 followers on Instagram, you wonder about that. I post a video, I do 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 views. You're only going to reach 10% of your audience. And then they start to show you to new people instead of just letting you reach your audience. If somebody clicked that follow button, it's because you did something that they like. They didn't have to follow you. Something about you, whether your look, with your topics, your music, whatever, they bought into your brand and they wanted to follow you. And Instagram said, well, or Meta, we can't have that because then we not gonna make no money. We trying to get the ad money. We trying to, you know what I'm saying? Like you just here. We own this, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I feel like they trying to get TikTok out of there, because TikTok created so many regular everyday people went from just I was eating food in my daughter's Paw Patrol chair to now I'm a multi-millionaire.
For sure.
If everybody could do that with their niche, like you wouldn't need, like, you know, like they fear that. They don't want to empower the people. They want us working that job that stresses you out and running in that hamster wheel every day. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to go too far down that road because I definitely want to talk about this college thing. So these two men right here, he was in Atlanta, he was in Memphis.
I was in Mississippi.
Mississippi, I'm sorry.
Come on now.
Both, I'm sorry, I was an M.
It's time for M.
Somewhere in the
You know what I'm
South.
saying? Somewhere in the South. I was all right, but nonetheless, like Atlanta has been a hotbed for music since, I don't know, like it seemed like ever since Andre 3000 said the South got something to say, they never let up. Like it's like ridiculous. It went from
like 20 years foot on neck.
New York being a Mecca, but then the South, y'all was in the South.
They got a wave.
And also, let's for the record, because I think this is a part of that journey, right? When Big and Pop died, there was a transition in terms of where the heart of hip hop began. For sure. Yeah. Because like there was a vacancy in terms of like brand music. Absolutely. And it was Jay for a long time. But Jay had to compete with
and I'm a Jay fan. I'm a Jay fan.
Hold on. Listen, Jay. It was Jay and 50, and then Kanye came through.
Yeah.
After Kanye,
Jay gave the perception. He had the perception that he had. Don't get it twisted. I'm original flavor Hawaiian Sophie Jay-Z fan. I'm not, you know what I'm saying, Blueprint Jay-Z fan. I'm
no bias.
go-to Fade with the Gumby Jay-Z
He
fan.
was a jazzo.
Yes.
I
All
stole his name from this guy.
right. Exactly. I mean, we being real. Let's be real. This is you weren't there. We weren't there. You know what I'm saying?
I know you know, but yeah.
I wasn't there.
I don't care. He's been there. He's on the other things. He not running rap no more. So, but I will say this. We cannot forget who was really running rap in these times. DMX did the unthinkable in a year. 2 monsters in the same year. Ja Rule. Also, I'm got to get a man his flowers. I don't care how we feel about him today or whatever. At that time, Jay-Z was just a smoother. He was a hustler. He had the mouthpiece. He made it look like I'm running the game. And because he was the clean, didn't have tattoos, he had the clean cut, he looked like money, he had the relationships, he was able to give the perception that I'm the biggest in this thing, when in reality, you got X, you got Eminem. These men are selling way more records than Jay-Z. You feel what I'm saying?
50.
They stagnated Beanie Siegel. I'm like, this is, they would not, let's be real.
Yeah.
I love Jay to death, but Beanie Bar for Bob it was not even debatable. But they would not let Beanie Siegel be who he should have been because he was on Rockefeller Records and your CEO is a rapper.
You can't be bigger than
a CEO.
Wait, hold on.
He's supposed to stay with Jay, and Jay wouldn't do it. It's like, bro, your biggest artist, like, all you got to do is make sure he don't get into no trouble, and you're not willing to do that? That's crazy.
Y'all trying to see where it went to Atlanta from all this, but I think that that gangster rap was popping in the early 90s and the 2000s, and then it came that backpack rap with Kanye after that. And then there was like this kind of pop rap thing, but with Drake, but to an extent trap music really filled that, and Atlanta filled that vacancy with
for sure
Thug, Scooter,
T.I.
Future,
and then
you know what I'm saying?
We're not gonna ever mention Trump
and then
and not say that T.I. wasn't the biggest, baddest, bestest doing that at one point.
The OG track.
Because he had flow like no other. T.I. had a crazy 10 years.
After getting dropped from his label and then still being who he was meant to be, that's insane. Like,
because you named all the ones who was running rap, but DMX still New York. But we forget the South was that brown paper bag money. So as a DMX, when I tour, I'm hitting these spots. This is where I'm making my bread from.
I'm glad you say that, because now let's bring it back to that time in the South. If we talking when we say that we thought Jay-Z was running the game, Jay-Z humped on the Harm remix.
Never thought that, but
he jumped on the Harm remix because Juvenile, Cash Money was on fire. No Limit Records is probably the only record label that exists that almost every artist that came out went gold or platinum. Yes, almost like it's a high number. Like, you can think of somebody that was minuscule. You were like Mr. Servoin went gold. You were like, dang, Mr. Servoin went gold. Like, dang.
100%.
Almost everybody at that time from No Limit Records went gold or platinum, man. Master P, he's the reason why they won't let him back in the music industry. Like, the deal that he got from Priority Records is the reason why I think that they will never let anybody else in like that ever again.
Sure. Because he changed the business stuff.
Exactly. They did not think.
That's what I meant by brown paper bag money. You know what I'm saying? It was a different type of hustle. South brought to the game, and that's why it became the Mecca. Really, but you had these other artists really,
man. They became
running the industry.
had some fire.
Oh, for sure.
Came out with some heat, man.
Even Pac tapped in with the South. Pac was doing music with Scarface.
For sure.
What's my man? Oh my God, this is terrible.
We talking Pac?
Yeah. Dang, but it'll come to me eventually. But he was top now. Pac knew
E40.
That's the Bay Area.
The Bay Area.
Yeah, but he knew that Pac went from LA, Bay, South. He had everything. He had everything on Smash. And you gotta remember, this is a New York nigga.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. Tupac was born in New York.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Raised in Baltimore, then moved to California. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
But he saw like he was a musical genius to where he saw what was next. He knew, and I'm gonna hop on that. I'm gonna work with that person. Bone Thugs, whoever, he was on it. Like he seen it before it happened. You know what I'm saying? Like he was really ahead of his time, man. Like, but like she said, when Pac and Biggie passed, it was a void.
The South had something to say.
The South had something to fucking say.
Legendary run.
Man.
Yeah. Still on that legendary.
Yeah.
Still, like this is mind boggling. I would never.
I remember when 21 Savage was like, if you go to like niggas not listening to Drake, they listen to Future. Like Future is who y'all think Drake is then. And Single has utter control of the game. For sure. But when you talk about money, right? Future also is an executive producer on Euphoria. So you need to know how to
Just put me on to something. I ain't know that. Shout out Future, man.
But for real, right? In part because Drake was an executive producer on Euphoria and he brought Future into that deal, which is also why Drake be so hurt when these people turn.
Yeah, I'll be hurt too.
You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like monetizing, right? What does that really look like for an artist now? It means everything, right? Yeah. You look at Master P right now, he's making cereal. Right?
Everything he making, they got honey buns, tater chips.
Honestly,
fish batter, yeah, you name it.
It's gonna be Master P milk.
Shout out to Percy Miller, man. Like that man. Yeah, but you see, he kept the brand. Like Master P was a brand. Yeah. So even when the music went away, you know who Master P is. And he said, all right, I'm gonna sell, and he understood, like, all right, well, I'm not gonna put my, even though they did start with E40, he was on the bags, the son was on the bags. He understood, okay, Future, we gotta put Lil Baby on the bag, put Cardi B on the bag, put Nicki Minaj on the bag. We're gonna sell these chips. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I've never had a bag of rap snaps that taste so delicious, but I'm a support. You know what I'm saying? Because no, I'm not saying I don't like them. I'm just saying
it wasn't like
it's not like my favorite chips.
Game changer.
I like rap snacks.
I'm gonna bring up something that Master P said because I feel like that's a relevant point. You got me in my bag.
Okay, yeah.
So Master P, he was talking about like when he came out with the cereal, right? People complain, oh, it's too much sugar in this. He said, you motherfuckers been buying Fruity Pebbles for years and never complained about the sugar, but now we're doing the same thing. It's black owned and it's a problem. Right?
Always.
If I make a Snickers bar, right? It's the same exact ingredients as a Snicker bar, but it's a Master P bar. Are you concerned about the sugar when you've been eating Snicker bars for 100 years? How many motherfucking bags of Utz potato chips did you eat that you thought was nah, but you hate them motherfuckers?
Right. They just moving the goalposts.
Cause so you know why they do that though? Cause subconsciously, we know they out to kill us. So when you look like me selling me what they selling me. It's like, damn, you supposed to be looking out for my well-being.
I think that's all that it is.
But that was...
They always be moving the goalposts on black business.
That's why I said subconsciously.
I thought you about to go a different way with that.
What Chaz is tapping into there, which is important. I don't know about the health aspect of it. Agree to disagree.
I feel like people think
but I do think subconsciously we hold each other to a higher standard.
Yeah.
No, I feel like people hold...
Whatever that
Nah, sometimes people hold these companies and these big brands to a standard that they have made up in their mind when honestly they don't looking out for nobody health, and it's really these smaller businesses and companies that will have more better customer service, or even you could reach them. But I don't know. I thought you was gonna go a different way with that, saying like that people think that is not as safe, because I would think that the big companies really don't got like we would you were saying that the companies that are like black owned and stuff like that would try to, oh man, I really forgot. But you try to they would try to have your best interest.
I mean, especially on the fact too, when you got someone like a Master P who's out openly about the culture. He like, you know what I'm saying? You know, he openly do for self, black pride, we do this. So you subconsciously thinking, damn man, if that's the case, all this
really
talk.
just giving the people what they want, honestly, because like people don't buy diet stuff, and you know how people are with just like zero sugar.
But the companies, these major companies, don't have a face to it.
No,
right.
So Coca-Cola, you don't know who that nigga look like. So you
To
know,
this
boom.
day.
But I know
I
who.
wouldn't say they got their best. They don't got their best
Of course, they
interest.
don't got the best
Just
interest.
because they got the same sugar.
They don't got.
I think
Yeah, but
giving
okay,
people what they
let's-
want. But
Yeah.
you just know your audience, you know your customer base, you know what they want. But the thing is, but that's what I'm saying. If you want a Master P bar diet or a zero sugar Master P bar, he may want.
No, but all right, let's go deeper because he made a very valid point, and I agree with that. All right, look, it's like this: if Doritos got red 40 in it, right,
Mm-hmm.
and then Rap Snaps come out, because it's already hard to find a good alternative. I want to support you. As my brother, why are you putting the same red 40 in the chips as they putting in the chips? Now we know we can't escape it. We just gonna be eating red 40.
You know what?
That's true.
Let me call you out.
Let's
today,
go.
Okay.
Oh man. Well,
There you
It's about to get.
okay. Listen.
There's some hypocrisy. Let's address, right? Now, you know that I'm vegan. Right?
For sure.
If you care so much
It's
about
family
people,
stuff here.
why are
Family
you
thing.
selling fat ass fried chicken and giving people deals on
Damn.
eating that fat
Oh,
shit? You know
man.
why? I'm gonna tell you why. Because at the end of the day, the bottom line is what matters most to everybody, including right now.
Come on,
He's
you.
talking about red dot.
Oh my God.
You motherfucking fried.
Now hold on. Hold on.
Saying it.
I understand. I still support. I bought a Rap Snack honey bun the other day. What I'm saying is that, all right, look, when you come first and foremost, don't come for Chickalicious. But when you go to Chickalicious, they have salads. There are alternatives in there. You don't gotta buy the chicken sandwich. You all right? That's your choice. We have sugar-free lemonade in there. There are options.
That's the big out of water company. Take your ass and buy that
I will buy the water just like I supported Jada Smith water. I buy it.
You should have. This is what you said. You should have said that. My chicken. Say my chicken don't got MSG in it. We
Yeah, ain't no MSG, man. That chicken allowed. That chicken allowed.
That's the selling point.
Don't let these niggas fool you up here.
Nah, I'm serious. For sure.
Oh man.
I ain't look. You go in there and get you can go in there and get your salad. The salad is torch. It's halal.
Do you know?
It's non-GMO chicken we talking about.
There we go. There we go.
It's still a better. I mean, fried chicken is fried chicken, but it's a little better now. All right, I'm gonna keep it 100.
Oh man.
Bless. Okay, I respect it. I respect where you come from.
Right.
I like what you said though. Like with music's really the theme song for getting you in the door for business. Like,
For sure.
And honestly, like you
Just
just got to figure out what doors you want to get into, what table you want to sit
It's
at.
really it's about that and that alone. Like, what would you like to do as a result? You know what the real thing is? If an artist went viral today, right? If you ask somebody, if you went viral today and now every door was open, what would you do? Do you have an answer?
I mean, you got an idea.
Okay, let me hear your idea.
You want to hear my idea?
I do, because I think a lot of artists could benefit from that.
I feel like this is like the first interview too, so it start from the beginning, so you can run all the way back. It's the lore. I mean, like honestly, I wanted to like just do more creative ventures, and like if it's not music, that's kind of paying the bills, and be like an executive producer, and then be more like executively like directing projects and movies and TV shows. And you see a lot of that now, like where it's like, I mean, either artists like comedians on the side that do content or sell clothing and stuff like that, and eventually, I mean, you could make a brand out of yourself. It's a little more risky and stuff, but I feel like being in entertainment is kind of where a lot of artists excel, you know, and they can really do well. And just like those leadership skills really cross over to production.
Film. And Drake being executive producer, the number one show on television.
But that was changed. I never knew that she put me on.
But I mean, it take a lot of ideas and concepts and creativity, imagination to
that's a bad thing.
film those music videos, but have those concepts and stuff
I think
too.
variation in concepts is the greatest benefit that you can have. Because I feel like when I look on Instagram, I feel like it's very easy to get pigeonholed into like one good idea. So it's like, all right, I'm my own brand now. People like the way that I dress now. I can sell clothes, right? That will get old. It will get stale. Every idea does. Right?
Unless your clothes are fire. Unless your clothes is fire.
Right. Unless your clothes is fire.
You know,
every business entity has peaks and valleys, right?
Yeah.
Supreme is like eternal. Right?
Yeah,
they had like a 5-year run where like Bape was stomping the shit out of them. So even the biggest brands in the world world have a law, right? Louis Vuitton had that law, which is a big part of the reason why they hired Virgil, right? And then hired Pharrell, why Pharrell brought Tyler the Creator on, right? To continue this like idea of like creative expansion. Every major organization, business, brand, company has a law. You need to anticipate that in terms of how you're moving with regard to your money. Right?
Sure.
You got to diversify the income. So if your income is where the ideas are coming from, you got to diversify where the ideas come from.
And there's a lot of Black creatives out there, and a lot of people that just don't know what they're good at yet, and they just try at something else. And just honestly, like, been shooting my own music videos and stuff like that, and directing and stuff like that, just open my eyes to like the different possibilities, the skill sets and stuff like that I may have.
Which I think is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because I feel like when you've done something, your ideas with regard to that thing are, I don't want to say more valuable, but I do feel like your eye is different, right? When you were an artist and then you start directing videos, you see that differently than if you were
kind of step away from yourself for real.
Videos. So I think like that's like your gifts make room for you. You know what I mean? Like the Bible teaches that. Like your gifts make room for you. So like if that be the case, you let your gift take you where it take you because you know that your gift is what open the door for this opportunity anyway, and you can make it there. You know what I'm saying? I think that's fire. Like you directing your own videos.
You know what I'm saying? So if I went viral today, I think I'll just try to be more in entertainment, take that seriously, and help other artists, and even just try to break into the entertainment industry, even just behind the scenes, and just I don't know. I think I got so many different creative ideas, and just be going on, whether it be movies, little shows and stuff like that, little scenes and stuff like that. But you know what I'm saying? Just always stay creative, stay working, and just eventually that spotlight may be on you. You make it an opportunity and walk in that door, sit at the table.
No, that's dope.
You go viral today. What you doing with it?
I go viral today. I'm definitely building. It's definitely about the community. I'm connecting. I'm bridging the gap between where I am and where I want to be. I'm gonna stay entertainment for sure, because like he said, it's like you more creative than just your music. You be thinking about all types of creative projects. Like you have to be. It's more than music. So you got like you thinking about merchandise, and you thinking about like t-shirts and jackets and hats, and now you're thinking about accessories or smell goods, and so it's like a bunch of different. Just being a creative, just creating. Like that's what I would do more of. If I went viral and had like people actually coming and want to work with me, I'm doing the work. It's time to double down on the work at that point. You know what I'm saying? As opposed to like just embracing, I'm viral. That's that. I wouldn't care.
For sure.
I'm on. Let's turn it up.
I think for me, I made a couple dollars that did not come from music at all. But music is the only reason I got those opportunities, right? So no regrets. But what I started doing, and what I recommend every Black person that get a couple dollars, you need to buy yourself some commercial real estate. So Amen. Long term, what I would like to do is to get into manufacturing, because I think it's the source of everything else. So I got into commercial real estate kind of early. Me and my brother, we bought, some commercial units, small unit apartment buildings, and then we built from there. And so my goal ultimately is to like own the manufacturing that all this is coming from. Because I'm looking at it like this, right? So if I decided that I wanted to create a clothing line and then accessories and then smell goods and all the products that come from that, a big part of the reason why Ye, with all of his money and popularity, was never able to put pastel out is because he didn't control the manufacturing.
Exactly.
If you don't own where it comes from, you don't own it. Right. And if somebody can hinder your business just by stopping something on an assembly line, then it reminds you of how little power you truly have. And that's really the goal of the industry, is to remind you that you're just a cog in the wheel, that you don't matter, that you are replaceable, which is why the industry has now found a way through streaming to monopolize all your talent and to ensure that with all that you make them, you make nothing. Because they own the manufacturing of it all. Every major studio, every major producer wants to be affiliated with a label. When you own the top of the process, you own it all. So for me, my goal is to ensure that if I want to create something, or if I want to invest in someone who wants to create something, you can't stop me because you're at the top of the food chain. If I'm at the top of the food chain, you have no power over me. So for me, it's manufacturing.
You want to know one of the richest rappers in this shit?
Tech Nine.
You see, that's why.
Business.
I know I pick these shows, goddamn. I know what I'm
everything
you looking at me with shock and awe?
I'm
I know what the fuck I'm doing when I pick these people.
Like everything you said, that's how he amassed his. He ran his bag up like that. He got popular as an artist, had his following, but him and his partner, they started manufacturing everything, and he got a bag.
Because I feel like we're gonna go back to hand-to-hand sales at some point.
For sure.
I know the popularity of digital sales, right? But when you look at real fans of something, people like a vinyl album.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Like people like, it's a reason why Urban Outfitters, before they started crashing and burning, was selling cassette players again, CD players again. People like that version of a thing. I think that popularity will grow over time. I also think that somebody, and I don't know who it's going to be, and I'm hoping it's somebody from here, is going to revolutionize music once again to remind people the value of like a physical commodity, right? So the record industry came in, people were digitizing sales anyway because that was a way for the artist to make money, and then they found a way to snatch that from underneath the artist, so now you make nothing. So now you need a Spotify to help you with a deal. You need an Apple Music to give you like an exclusive, right? And also Frank Ocean came in and, you know, fuck everybody. So you're never gonna get a deal like that ever again, thanks to Frank Ocean. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, there are benefits to, I think, like tangible goods overall, right?
Sure.
And we all know and understand that everybody sitting here is smart. But like, I think for me, bigger than that, I think that there will come a time where like the revolution hits and like digitizing all of how you like touch and encounter music will no longer satisfy people. And I'm just like hoping that it happens in my lifetime. And I think that when that happens, if you own the manufacturing once again, you're going to sing the game.
There's some people that's flirting with it. I think he flirting with it. I don't know if y'all heard Bully.
Yeah.
Like, I like how he did that.
And
he's really trying to take the power away from. He tried to
give y'all that. He came out with that. I forget the name of. He came out with those, but people didn't understand how genius that was.
Yeah,
I mean, you know, sometimes you got a nigga like that that's just ahead of his time.
Yeah,
but that was a genius way
for sure
to like offer not only music, but a way to hear it the way that you want to hear it, and then also learn like how to manage and like affect music so that you want to do that yourself. Man,
I think
he crazy as shit, man. But that nigga's a genius.
Artists need a website, honestly, because like the way that like distributing music and to your core fan base and stuff like that. I mean, I can name like so many different artists, but like recently, like Cardi dropped like a couple different versions of that album that he just recently dropped on his website before the distribution for the deluxe and stuff like that. So it gives people a chance to get, you know, physical copy, vinyl, t-shirt, merchandise, all that on the website, and then also get a sneak peek or like a exclusive kind of thing. So I think websites kind of like, you know, and you know, artists release music through like their Instagram and Twitter.
I think that's like a
stuff like that
thing
too.
That was like a big thing in my era though.
Yeah.
You kind of had to do that anyway. But the landscape of music has changed so much between like when I was doing it 10 years ago versus like you doing it right now. Right. And I talk a lot about like how I feel like some of the community is missing. Right. That was something that was kind of like automatic when me and Frank was out there.
Absolutely.
Which is how I met Frank, just being outside. You had to be outside back then. You don't have to be outside anymore. It's nice if you are. I think it helps if you are, but you don't have to, right? You can build an entire career right
in the internet.
You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's different than the way it was when we was outside. Like when we was outside, you had to be like legitimate, and the only way to do that it was hand to hand. Like, you know what I'm saying? And Frank will tell you, like when I was out there, I step in the room, you know who the fuck I am. You know what I'm saying? Like whether that's on some music shit, whether that's on some hosting shit, whatever it was. And nothing about that has changed for me. If I walk in that room, you know, that presence was built in those like UA open mics. That presence was built on U Street. That presence was built, you know what I'm saying, at Pure Lounge. Like I am who I am because I had to be who I was when I went outside. Ain't no pretending when you step into these rooms. You either are who the fuck you say you are or you not.
For sure.
So you say you that nigga on these records, prove it to me. And I challenge anybody with that. And then, especially at that point in time, I was a lot of times the only girl in those rooms. It might be like two of us. So, like, my goal became like, I'm gonna humiliate these niggas. You're gonna regret having to step on this stage after me. Honestly, Frank can tell you, like, I did that shit, right? Like, because if I'm gonna be the only girl in here, you should hate having to go after me.
For sure.
I will embarrass you niggas all night long. And most of the time, if I do that shit, when I leave, so do that crowd. And that's how I know I did it right. You know what I'm saying? But like, you don't have the benefit of like building persona anymore. And I feel like that's like a lost art with a lot of the artists that I see who have like these really huge dominant brands online. Like when I look at like a Larry June, right? Larry June has like a dominant online presence, but you feel that in every room that he walks into too. Because he really comes from an era, Larry June is my age. So he really comes from an era where you had to like step outside and be who you said you were. And I feel like that's a benefit that's lost a little bit. And you're, you know what I'm saying? Like when you're 26, 27, because y'all don't have that same like community to have to prove yourself in, right? So that being the case, right? How do you feel like you've built like your presence as an artist? Or do you feel like you're still developing that?
I feel like definitely still developing that. But like the conversation that we was having before this about like college and stuff like that, I honestly didn't really build my music career and following. I was just being me and just like, you know, you have a social media following and stuff like that. So you build that through like even just like through high school and stuff like that. Right. So when I got out and in the fall of 2023, just wanted to start doing music seriously, I went back to like all of my following and my friends and people that I knew in high school and stuff like that. And even in college, and just was reaching out kind of to them, even people that were closest to me in networking, and especially just like my homies and stuff like that.
Smart.
And I feel like that's kind of where it kind of just started for me, just like building the social community and stuff like that, where like my core fan base was the boys. Like shout out my homies, shout out like, you know, my good friends and my family and stuff like that who really support me. And then just honestly like word of mouth and stepping out, doing artist showcases and podcasts and stuff like this, and getting opportunities off of just like the love and stuff like that. And honestly been a blessing, and to just be able to have the opportunity to even be like recognized as like someone that makes music, an artist, a writer, just like, oh, I like your song, I like what you do. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes people just step out and you're like, man, you dress fresh, you make music? You know, I'm like, how'd you know? Kind of thing. But I mean, that's just kind of what you said, like building an aura, building like kind of your, like say being who you are kind of thing is kind of either gonna be seen or kind of be looked over kind of thing. And some people don't always want to be seen, I guess. But I built it through like social media and like people that I knew in Northern Virginia, and just growing every day and just reaching out and communicating and just showing love to other artists and artists, videographers, you know, creatives all together.
I think that's beautiful. Like honestly, because I feel like I know so many artists that like struggle with that, right? And I think some of it is because like there isn't like this innate community that like kind of everybody knows about. I think when me and Frank was out there, like you knew where to be on a Tuesday, you knew where to be on a Wednesday, you knew where to be on a Thursday, you knew what was going to be popping on a Saturday. And I think because there was like this innate community that just existed, whether or not you wanted to be part of it, right? If you were not part of that, you were kind of left out of what was going on.
For real.
Right. And so I think like I missed that for you guys. But I think more than anything, like understanding how to build that for yourself is like the most valuable thing.
I was gonna say, like,
just
you
like
build it yourself.
Build
a
yourself.
community
like,
of people.
I think that's a
like-minded
thing.
people and stuff.
Yeah, for sure. And I think like your understanding that like persona and aura is important.
Yeah.
Right. Is unique. Frankly, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
like,
you know what?
I think like there's definitely like a visual aspect to a lot of things, or even just knowing aesthetics or what look good.
Yeah, people are vain. So.
Yeah, of course. But I mean, like people don't know perspective all the time. That's like true. You don't know the production that goes into like what even a show like this, or even just a picture on Instagram, or what took all that into an extent. I think that's the beauty of it, where you can see so much, you can see the finished product, but you can also be such a diligent, hard worker behind the scenes and know what you're going to get, what kind of emotions you're going to evoke. What's, you know what I'm saying? Like you just know the business, or even know how to conduct yourself, kind of thing. So
Facts. Which I
that's
think
very
makes you
important.
better at the thing, whatever
For
the
real.
thing is.
For real.
Right?
Makes you look more professional.
When you know, like really know
course.
like what to do behind a mic or
Mhm.
behind a camera, I think it informs like your growth in front of those things, and just kind of makes you like naturally a little bit better, a little more, you know, a little slicker, a little
For real.
smarter. So like I applaud you for that, for real.
Thank
like
you.
that's
Appreciate
fire.
that, for real.
And you know what? Right? You are somebody who is trying to provide that community, trying to provide that platform, right? Trying to rebuild what that space looks like for artists in this area.
For sure.
Right? When somebody walks into a room, right? Somebody you don't know, somebody that's new to the space, how you know they got it?
How I know they got what?
How you know they got it?
When I seen him when he stepped out the truck, right? I looked at his outfit. I was like, I just knew he was like some type of artist. I don't know. Like he didn't even say nothing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Like it or is a real thing, and I will say when you know, you know. I think that's a gift. Like for me, over the years, I've noticed that before I even hear somebody's music, I can tell like he or she is going to be. They got something. I don't know. I don't know if it's how they walk, how they talk. You know what I'm saying? The dress is definitely a thing. It's just like it's really a thing. Like I've seen it, and I've been right 100% of the time. Every time, from comedians to artists, I've seen it. Like I was on Drewski before the Drewski today. I was trying to get him booked here in DC with, I ain't even gonna say the promoter name because he fumbled the move. And you know how much he wanted at the time? He wanted $1,000 to host at that time. And now I'm like, we looking at who Drewski is today, and I'm like,
imagine how valuable that relationship.
Bro, yeah, that would have been a slam dunk for me. I would have been able to build that relationship, and you know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, like every
energy.
Yeah, it's a real thing.
For real.
Like I've never, I don't think I've ever missed. Like sometimes maybe the artist might not go as big as they could have went, but I'm never wrong about the skill set of what they possess. You know what I'm saying? Like you can feel it. It's a real thing. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like I've seen it. I know. I think that's what keeps a lot of people, when people wonder like, why is this person better than me? They got it. It's not that they rap better than you. It's not that they sing better than you. It's they have that missing piece that you don't have. And when you question that, it's because you're missing something. And if you stop watching what they doing and focus on you, you might find it.
That's what it is. Focus.
Can you find
You
it?
can.
It's called focus.
You can. You know when I don't know what type of horse races they do, but they put the blinders on the horses. If you put your blinders on and you don't see where your competition is and you just focus on winning, you can win. But when you look into your left and right, how you gonna win a race? You should be running straight.
I think you got to focus on what makes you special.
Bingo.
It makes you different.
Bingo.
That's like the biggest thing, and that's going to be different for everybody.
Every single person.
You look for that in yourself, and you kind of just got to showcase that to the world.
Because it's a lot of people. For example, we talked about free cop music, right? There's a group of youngins right now in the city. They all make free cop music, but some stand out more than others because there's something about this guy that's more original and believable. And then a lot of you just sound like carbon copies of this person. So why would I listen to you when I could just listen to him?
Focus.
Okay. So Frank, right? You've gotten into production, writing. What is it that like makes you special when you look at yourself, right? What is it that makes you special to where you can apply that to all of these different genres and still like create magic?
I think it's the storytelling. You know what I'm saying? My ability to paint a picture that you can see from my mind is like, I think that's like my key, my signature. And then I make like I don't know, everybody be saying like the hooks and shit that I write, it's like anthem type shit. Like they gonna be singing this, they gonna say it's gonna be a group thing, the whole crowd on. So I feel like that's my niche and shit. Like I make records that everyone wants to sing or vibe to, you know what I'm saying? It's not really a one lane type of record. It'd be like, I like that too, but y'all from two different types of the world. You know what I'm saying? It's like I think that's like, yeah, for the most part, the songwriting, it's a different field in itself because it's like you're not writing necessarily records about how you feel. It'd be like, can I tell your story? Or can I tell, you know what I'm saying? You did a 7-year bid. Can I paint that picture for somebody else to see your story? You know what I'm saying? So that'd be like, that's what I think I'm good at. Make you see what happened in your life.
That's dope.
But I'm the writer.
Yeah.
It didn't happen to me. It happened to him. But
and like show that to the audience kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like that's the difficulty in that.
That's a real artist right there.
T-Lo, what about you? What make you special?
Man, I think just the way I look at stuff and just respond, honestly. I feel like I be overthinking stuff sometimes, but like at the end of the day, I just make a decision and just be me. So the way I look at stuff, I mean, like in terms of my music, I feel like as soon as the beat turn on, I be making a T-Lo song. So it's like, like, you know what I'm saying?
I like that.
I make it.
I like that.
And every time, man, I just get some. Honestly, in my mind, I think I have some like R&B inspirations in terms of like what I think like the delivery is and like how the story's going. But honestly, man, I just be rapping, speaking my mind, and just trying to be kind of therapeutic with some of my stuff because like it be like the realness and the honesty that really be making what I like, honestly, and just like making it different because I don't really try to fall into too many different lanes of stuff that rap can kind of be in. So I feel like in terms of like I like just making fun music and also being I guess a little bit lyrical too, honestly, with it too. But I always love a song with a good bounce, love like bobbing my head and making a banger. So, and I approach a lot of music differently. So I'm always trying new stuff and always trying a different lane or a different sound. And but every time, man, make a T-Lo song for real.
T-Lo.
Yeah,
Okay,
sir.
man.
Yes, sir.
Like this guy.
I like it.
Yes, sir.
Right? You've been all over the spectrum. An artist, right?
Yeah.
Content creator,
Yeah.
a developer, a manager,
Yeah.
right? Like you've done it all. What makes you special?
I think what makes me special is my ability to see that somebody else is special. A lot of people are focused on me, right? And I think that it is a gift to be able to see talent, like a real like something special about somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody, it's easy to focus on you, you know what I'm saying? Because of course you should be number one. But if there wasn't like the people that discovered the TLCs and the Tupacs and the Biggies and you know what I'm saying? I'm no Diddy going through what he's going through, but if there wasn't a Diddy, we wouldn't have had a lot of great artists. You feel what I'm saying? So like being able to, and producers, a lot of great music came from Sean Combs, him being able to see something in somebody. So like I feel like what makes me special is to be able to see when somebody else is special because I feel like that's one of the things that's helped me elevate. You know what I'm saying? The artists I work with, comedians I work with, every time it opened doors for me as well. But my main objective is to help this person. But it also in turn I build relationships, I meet new people. I don't think a lot of people forget that just because you help somebody else, it don't mean you're not helping yourself in the same sense. Yep. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just focus on me. And then if you not building relationships with nobody, where you gonna go? You know what I'm saying? Like he said his network was the homies and his family. You feel what I'm saying? His man had a face card in the A because he had relationships. You feel me? Like, and that in turn opened doors for him. And then he was able to build relationships. That's the key. Like, I feel like for me, my special power is I can network because I've been in spaces where I didn't know if I was gonna make it out. You know what I'm saying? And I always would tell myself, if I get out of this, I'm not going to be that same person where I was just in this bubble and I had my little circle and I was just focused on these little things. Like he was saying earlier about, you know, artists should get outside of here because it will open up your creativity. You wouldn't just be rapping about your block and your op every single song. You know what I'm saying? We watched Chief Keef make Tuka famous.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Tuka. I don't mean no disrespect, but I'm saying like And me personally, I come from a generation where if we beefing, I don't want nobody to know who you are. If I do what I got to do to you, I'm not making you famous after that. You non-existent. You don't exist no more. You are erased from memory. You know what I'm saying? But now we watch, for real, because like me personally as a fan of music, if K-Flock diss somebody, I'm going to go listen to who he dissed too. I'm going to hear both sides of the story. You know what I'm saying? And the drill scene in Chicago was exactly that. I listened to King Lil J, and I listened to Chief Keef. I listened to Lil Durk. I listened to Wooski and them. I'm listening to everybody. I don't care. I'm not from Chicago. I'm not from 63rd. I'm not from O Block. I ain't beefing with nobody. I like the music.
I mean, rap is naturally competitive, though. So
but what I'm saying is that they made the ops famous.
Oh yeah,
you feel me? Like nobody would know if they wasn't talking about. You know what I'm saying? These men would say smoking on Tuka so much. I was like, who is Tuka? You feel me? I gotta find out who he is.
Tuka got friends and all that. They got rap careers too, and then they put on their homies and all that.
Yeah,
so it's just enough.
Rondo after that King Long shit.
Bingo. See what I'm saying?
I said this little nigga fire.
I mean, when that Kendrick and Drake beef started, people was listening to both, making arguments for both. So it's hard to choose a side.
Listen, do y'all really want to go down this rabbit hole? This Kendrick and Drake beef?
We could definitely.
No, you want to?
We could definitely check.
Let's go down the rabbit hole one time for the one time.
Everybody got an opinion.
I'm gonna make this as short as possible. The one thing I'm gonna say that I wish that Drake would not have done was engage. I wish he would not have engaged, because then his argument would have been more valid, because it is valid.
What you mean by engage? What do you mean by?
He baited. He not only responded, but he baited. And Kendrick, the chamber was already loaded. Let's be real. Kendrick Lamar is an MC. Drake is a phenomenal artist.
Tuck the sensitive rapper
when you're
back
in a battle, you're not winning a battle against an MC.
Jokes on you. High five.
You know what I'm
bulletproof. That was 10 years ago.
You can't. You're not going to win that. Drake make hits. The reason why he was able to come out on top of the Meek Mill, he made a hit.
Yeah.
You can't engage. If you win,
I forgot.
If you try,
Back also got nominated for a Grammy. It did not win.
He was
nominated for.
If he would have tried to bar Meek up like I want to, like a Philly battle rap, he would have lost.
He was in a lose-lose.
But let's bring it back to current. This was not really Drake fell for the okie doke. All right, it was time to re-up. They said, before we pay you this money, we'll just blow him up. It's cheaper. We don't got to give him $500 million. We can give Kendrick $100 million and not pay you nothing, because you ain't going nowhere. You feel me? Like she said, these are glorified banks that give the biggest of loans. If you are a $1 billion artist, they will give you $1 billion because they want to keep you in debt. That is the music business as a whole.
Sure.
This man has, listen, we not going. I didn't watch LL Cool J. I didn't watch the Jay-Z's, you name it, Beastie Boys, whoever. I don't care. I'm a hip-hop head. Nobody has ever had a run in music like Drake.
Nobody.
Of consistently being at the top.
Facts.
Wayne had a run, it fizzled out. Yeah. Jay had a run, it fizzled out. M had a run, it fizzled out. Everybody that had it. Huh? Nelly. Everybody had their little moments where they was the guy. Ja Rule, everybody, 50 Cent. But Drake, for some reason, from the best I ever had until now, somehow remained at the top of the charts consistently. You think Lucien Grange was going to let this guy go? You a fool. He said if Drake had the power to break the industry. Mm-hmm. The format of drop on DSPs, put your music on Spotify, Apple Music, we get all the money, you get nothing. He had the chance to break that. If he was to say, you know what, I don't want to be on a record label no more. I'm gonna do my own thing.
Got my own site. Yeah.
And he website, manufacture whatever he is going to product he want to sell.
Already got the money to do it too.
I'm big enough to do it.
For sure.
I don't need you no more. Universal, that would crumble if everybody else woke up and went the Russell route and the Russ route and realized that I don't need these labels. I can do this on my own. And you're a big enough artist to do it. Because just think, us as creatives, I don't want to say black people, creatives in general, every color, we are making Jews rich that have never wrote a song.
Absolutely.
They ain't got no talent. They ain't never made a beat.
I'm gonna edit that out. It's fine.
All right, y'all edit that out.
Keep going though. Chaz be wanting to take this shot so bad. And every week I have to tell this nigga, don't say that.
Sorry.
I'm gonna edit it out.
But
Don't
let's
worry.
be
Keep going.
real,
Don't
like
say it
the
again.
Jimmy Iovians and all these people, they reap the benefits of the Tupacs and the Kendricks. What song has Jimmy Iovine made?
None.
What song has Lucien made? What song has Leo Cohen made? Leo Cohen ain't made one hit.
I'm gonna tell you the bigger issue, right? I'm gonna tell you the bigger issue. And I say this, I'm gonna try to keep my composure. Chaz, you know what it is. The bigger issue that I have, and the most polite way to say it, is I think that people controlling an entire industry with absolutely no experience or knowledge of the people that create what is great about that industry bothers me. You have no idea where these people really come from, who they really are, what they've seen, the communities that they arise from,
sure.
what happens as a result of being from our community. You have no experience in that whatsoever. Mm-hmm. Just because you took a couple of these motherfuckers to dinner and gave them some money does not make you experience in what makes them special. And I think an industry that we control in terms of what is good about it, that we have no control over in terms of how it is monetized and financially funded is insane.
You know what the music industry is? It's old school pimp and hoe.
Yeah.
The hoe is selling her body and the pimp is getting the money. She the one that gotta do all the work. Deal with these, whatever she gotta deal with, but you get the money. Right?
Actually, we the hoes and the artists are the pimps. Artists are the pimps, we the hoes. Because it really go back to manufacturing. So that they at the top, they manufactured the money.
Right.
So that trickles down everything.
Right.
And now they manufacture the money. Really, the creators of the artists, they're the pimps. And then we the consumer of the hoes.
I don't know. We like the I feel like we the customer. You know what I'm saying? We the tricks. They the hoes. And the label is the pimp.
There it is.
You know what I'm saying?
There it is. We the tricks.
That's how it goes.
Dirty. This is real shit though. This shit's getting real in here.
And it's sad because if we think about it, when we come to sports, music, there's never us at the top of ownership.
Facts.
They will make you believe you own a label. Like Baby might think he own Cash Money Records, and you do, but you have a boss. You know what I'm saying?
That's what Dame Dash was trying to tell niggas for years.
And now Dame Dash, they want to, I ain't gonna say broke, but they want to push Dame Dash out because Dame Dash was preaching what you're saying right now.
And you know who helped that occur? Jay-Z.
Of course.
Shout out to listen, I'm gonna say it. I know nobody want to hear this, but I've been saying this for years.
I want to hear it.
Jay is the unklest of Tom.
Yeah,
he is the biggest Uncle Tom in all of creativity, and I'm gonna tell you why. Right? Because Jay is the Uncle Ruckus of all of this. Right? You're too loud. You're doing too much. Like you gonna make Massa upset.
Yep.
Right? And then he comes in, does the job of the house nigga, or does the job of your ruckus, or does the job of Samuel Jackson's character in Django, and quiets niggas down with a product or a service or an announcement or a wife or whatever to quail you into being more of a conformist.
Yeah.
That is the truth, right? What did Jay-Z say when now the reality is that Colin Kaepernick kneeling had the biggest shift with regard to that movement.
Right.
But what did he say? It's time to move past kneeling.
Right.
What does move past kneeling mean? It's time to put these niggas back on this stage because nobody's watching these Super Bowl performances without them. Right? So he brings in this corral of black artists, which everybody want to see, right? Because we shuck and jive for you. And quiets down the protest behind all of these things. But what has him controlling that Super Bowl performance actually done for any black athlete
Not a fucking
for that
thing.
movement out overall except make it quiet?
Nothing.
Which is the same thing that he does with pretty much everything. Same could be said of the music industry. Dame Dash had a revolutionary way, and don't get me wrong, I admire I think Jay's fortitude with regard to like how he handles himself in these situations. I admire that. We all aspire to be billionaire entrepreneurs, and we're not saying that Jay hasn't done a lot for people in the industry, hasn't done a lot for the culture as a whole, but you are the uncless of times. Because Dame Dash, with all of his like brash and bravado, had a revolutionary way to see the creation of this music and brought in revolutionary artists in order to like create that path.
Listen,
And I think Jay has done nothing over the last 20 years but try to quail that.
I mean,
you know what Rockefeller Records was when Dame Dash was running the show?
The dynasty.
You know what happened when Dame Dash got removed from the equation? Rock Nation absolved. It don't even exist no more. Yeah. You feel what I'm saying?
And Rock Nation is the new culprit of why you can't make money as a major artist as far as these venues are concerned. Let me break that down for you. Right? You, as a major label artist, rely on a Rock Nation to get you booked into a venue, right? The venue sells your tickets at $100 a piece, right? That $100 a piece goes to pay back a portion of the advance that they gave you to create whatever it is that you're creating in order to be able to have that tour, right? So Rock Nation controls all the money in that venue. That includes the parking, that includes the food, that includes the bar, that includes the security, right? They're getting a piece of all of it. What are you getting a piece of as the artist? The ticket sale, not $1 more concerning anything else. Even though you're the reason that them drinks selling, that they bought them chicken wings, that they need that security in there, that they need lighting and sound. You are the reason for all of it, right? Because that's why those people came into that venue. Thanks. But that is not what you get paid from, though you contribute to all of it. You only make money on your ticket sales. And then, right, if your $100 a person ticket sale is supposed to contribute back to the $1 million advance that you owe over, let's say, a 20 city tour, right? Which is average for a general artist, right? Major. Let's say that Rock Nation has a blowout. I mean, Live Nation has a blowout sale, right? And so now your ticket that was $100 a piece goes down to $10 a piece. Do you think that you still get a piece of like the $90 enterprise that was supposed to be your ticket sale? No. You only pay your advance back based on the $10 that they've now discounted your ticket price for. I'm listen, man. Like I'm trying to give y'all this game so y'all understand like your power in all of this shit. You do not need Live Nation. And don't get me wrong, there's some artists and creatives in this area that are doing some great things with giving local artists an opportunity to get on those stages. I got an opportunity to perform at the Fillmore. I got an opportunity to sell tickets at Howard Theater. And those are some of the greatest experiences in my life. I don't take any of that for granted. But at the end of the day, it is not about what you do in a moment. It's about what you have 5 years from now. And you got to start looking at your life, your product, your brand like that. Because if you don't, you will sign a contract when you need it most. Because that's how they benefit off of us. That's why the industry, while monopolized by African-American artists, while monopolized by African-American creatives, controls less than 5% of the general revenue of those particular venues.
Ding, ding, ding.
There's a reason for that. Right? They need your face. They need your body. They do not need your mind, and they do not want you benefiting from these things. And there are culprits like Jay-Z who are a part of maintaining that particular system of design. You do not get to become a Black billionaire unless you are a part of the entire system.
Absolutely.
It is impossible, right? Yeah. When you go to buy a house, right? And I'm going to say that as a homeowner, right? You pay your mortgage every single month. Do you know where the majority of your money goes? The interest. It does not go to your principal. If you want to pay off your house sooner, you need to pay into your own principal a few extra times a year in order to reduce your mortgage, which is what I did. I pay a couple pieces on the principal a couple times a year to reduce that 30 years because you're not going to trap me for that long. I don't know who the fuck you think you're dealing with. So the same thing goes for knowing your value as an artist. But if you don't understand the way the business works, where your money goes, your value in all of this, you will sign a contract of desperation, which they rely on, that will have you stuck for the rest of your life. Whitney Houston died broke because her father took so many advances on the money that she had to tour and sell a certain amount of records in order to make anything off of.
Mhm.
And then he ended up suing her for $100 million because he wanted a piece of it all in the end. There are phenomenal artists that have gone throughout the course of history who have changed the entire landscape of music who died dead broke.
For sure.
So you need to know what this shit really look like.
Yep.
That's why we here, man. You weren't there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying?
We in here though.
So this portion of the show is called Flip the Script.
Uh-oh.
All right. So got a couple questions. You know, to my creatives, and then there's a category is the entrepreneur.
Okay.
All right, creative. Would you rather own 100% of your masters, right, but have limited distribution resources, or sign with a major label that takes a larger cut but puts your music everywhere?
100% of your masters.
I'm gonna say that too.
Okay.
But I'm gonna also say it depends.
Okay.
Mhm.
Because their markets might be bigger than mine. Like my DSP, me doing it personally, I might can only touch the US. Whereas they're gonna take me overseas to UK and Africa and all that, and it's gonna spread my music out further. So it'll come down to a business decision overall. But
Right.
I'm gonna stay master. I want my masters.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got to add to that too.
Go ahead,
It's
yeah.
like I forgot who said it, could be Timbaland or somebody, but they was like, or maybe Russ or something. When it's like you want 100% of your masters this rights and all that, but your music still need to be good. You still
There
need
you
to
go.
sell well. You still got to.
100%
I'm
enough.
saying still have that community where, but I would still go with the masters.
Yeah, what you doing? Well, what are you
I got the
advising?
same question.
Yeah. What are you advising an artist to do in that?
All right, let's be real. We're gonna be real right quick.
Okay.
Like he was almost touching on it. 100% of zero is zero.
Yeah, that's it right there. So you gotta think smart.
All right.
You gotta
So-
think smart.
It sounds great. I own my masters. Da, da, da. What are you selling though?
I'll say.
All right. Now, I'm not telling you to go sign a slave deal, but if you have a plan for yourself to go to the major, get hot
And get out of there.
and get out of there intact, that might be the move for you. All right. You know what I'm saying? You have to read. You have to have a lawyer.
Get a lawyer.
You
Not gonna keep saying this shit every week.
have to have a
Get
lawyer.
a music
Get a
lawyer.
music
Not no
lawyer.
entertainment lawyer.
Not a criminal
Not a
lawyer.
criminal lawyer.
Right.
You need
Public
a
defender.
music
Yeah,
lawyer.
definitely not a public defender.
No fucks.
Nigga, your nigga
Please.
baggy slacks. You not
Because
just know.
That is the objective is to you want the popularity, you want your face to have value, you want your brand to have value.
You want to grow.
Yeah, then you can go on and do whatever you want after that, because we're watching it in real time. We're looking at like Orlando Brown. We're looking at a lot of people that were child stars or whatever they were doing in the past. But now they're able to, even though it just might be podcasts, whatever, they making 100% of their money off of their brand. He getting hostings, he been on Zeus, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the case may be, he getting his money. You feel what I'm saying? And he probably got a small team, maybe a manager, something like that, lawyer,
Right.
whatever. But he don't have to pay everybody. You know what I'm saying? So just be smart. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you already doing your thing and you got a cool fan base, and you know that 100%, I can make $10,000 a month, do your thing.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? But if you making $10 a month,
That's
what are you doing? You gonna get a job.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
That was good.
Nah, for
real.
That's Chaz.
Next one to my man right here, right? Talking restaurant business. I got one.
okay.
I was thinking when you was talking, would you rather have one location that becomes the destination restaurant that people travel to experience, or successfully expand to multiple locations but have a mildly consistent quality?
That's tough, man.
Y'all listening to this shit.
That's tough. You know what? I'm a nostalgia person, so I'll probably go with the first one. I would like to have that
Mm.
niche that niche restaurant that people travel the world and creators, the Keith Lees come, whoever they come and they want to try and experience this. When you come to DC, you got to go to Airways. They got the best mambo sauce, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I think that because that's something that will never go away. Whereas if I'm spreading myself out across the United States of America, but the traffic is so, and I'm just selling mediocre food, that's not what I want to do. I'd rather have that legendary status of like when you go to Chicago, you got to go to Hurls.
Yeah.
When you go down south, you got to go to Papados. When you in Texas, you feel what I'm saying? Like, these are things that are known. You know what I'm saying? Yep. So obviously they're that way for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be like Arthur Treacher's or Long John Silver. I was here and now I'm gone.
Yeah, yep.
You know what I'm saying? Them Jones gone. They don't even exist no more.
Right.
So,
Facts.
Yeah.
Know where we from, baby.
Nah, for real.
It's a 7-Eleven now. Goddamn tragedy.
All right, my last one. I think y'all kind of already answered this, kind of similar. But would you rather maintain creative control by releasing music on your own schedule, through your own channels, or have the promotional power of a label, but you have to adhere to their release strategies?
Man, I'ma say I love my independence. I love doing what I want to do when I want to do it. I will say having a machine back you ain't gonna find nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? So it's a gift and a curse. Either way you swing with the shit. If you go choose the label route and have the back end, you gotta know that you on their schedule now, you on their time. It's like being in the army. You dropping a day, you got an interview at 6 a.m. You ain't there, you cut. You know that type of thing. Where as an independent artist, like, I can create my own schedule. I move to the beat of my drum, and I see like a good friend of mine, Chain. He manages Primo Rice, and they're independent for
my man. Yeah,
but he puts together the tours, he puts together the videos and all of that thing, and it's like having that type of freedom. You can't beat that. But man, having that machine behind you.
Can't beat that either.
Can't beat that either.
Yeah.
It's the things.
I'd have to say I like my independence too, but I'd say like with an asterisk, because sometimes, man,
that machine, you get tired of playing
Nah, for real. But like, you gotta set, like, for me, what's comfortable for me being independent, you gotta set deadlines for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you can have the flexibility to like try to work with people and do other stuff and try to make those deadlines and stuff like that. But it's not like gonna cost you and stuff. But yeah, to stay motivated, I'm like a victim of routine. So I like setting my own deadlines and making sure I'm staying consistent and stuff. So definitely independence. That's what I mean.
Deep. You want? I got one. Last one for you. Okay. It's another restaurant one.
All
right. Would you rather work twice as many hours to maintain, quality control over everything, or you delegate responsibilities, but sometimes see your standards slip when you're not there?
Nah, I'm hands on. I'm hands on, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna shout out the restaurant. It's a restaurant. It's a vegan restaurant in Baltimore. You should try it if you haven't been. Called Oleum. All right. And one of the reasons why I love this spot so much is because the owner is meticulous. Like, if a plate come out the back, she makes sure it got the right amount of garnish, the right amount of everything. Like, she don't let a plate come from out the back to customer without her approval. And I feel like that is the reason why every time we go to that restaurant, the food is amazing. You feel me? Like, that you can have a favorite restaurant. You go one time and it ain't hitting. You like, I don't know. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, you start questions, you spending your hard-earned money. Yeah, it'll ruin it. You know what I'm saying? Bad customer service, the food it was cold or it wasn't seasoned right. Like, I feel like that's the thing. Like, if I brag, because like I do food content too. But if I go somewhere and I hype it and then somebody go in there and have the same experience as I have, I feel like that. I feel like, you know what I'm saying? But it's not my fault. I went back there making the food, but you should want everybody's experience to be the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the key. The quality, you want people to come back. That's what keep repeat customer. I'm a hustler.
I'm paying for the experience.
And you know what? I'm gonna say this, right? So one of my favorite places in the city for vegan food is Planta.
Mm-hmm.
The one uptown though. And I'm gonna say this: the last time I went, the customer service was terrible. But the food was so good that it didn't matter to me. Like,
and that's
like that sometimes. Like that
thing.
I was talking to my boyfriend about that this morning. Like, about like, I'm not a natural tipper. Don't beat me up. But like, I'm sorry. There you go. Sue me.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not a natural tipper.
You gotta earn the tip.
You gotta earn the tip from me. I'm not giving you no tip just because, you know what I'm saying, you decided, you know what I'm saying, you ain't want to do what the fuck. Like, I'm not responsible for that. If the service is not good, I do not automatically tip. I'm sorry. Because I feel like that's not incentive for you to like treat me like a customer that you're concerned about. I only tipped her because the bill was so big. And because the food was so torch. But she was fucking terrible as a waitress. I mean, absolutely abysmal. Like, never checked back. The food came out in all a weird order. Like, cause you got like hand wraps, right? Cause they got like the fake sushi or whatever. Like all of this shit came my hand wrap's supposed to come first as my appetizer, and then you bring my fucking food.
Right.
She never checked back, drinks. She left it. I hate to get a refill and you leave the other cup sitting on the table like I'm at a motherfucking TGI Friday.
Yeah.
Get this old cup the fuck out of here. Little things like that really perturb me. But her service was abysmal. But the food was so good, I tipped anyway.
Yeah. Me and babe, we just went out last night. And we went to.
You don't deserve this shit. You should go to the chef, but I'm gonna give it anyway.
We went to Cheesecake Factory last night. Yeah, the customer, like, we never got refills. Like, how do you make it to the end of your meal and your cup was never replenished, not once?
Same thing that happened.
You know what I'm saying?
I had to go to the bar to get another.
That sucks. Like, I don't like.
And I don't even drink. I had to go to the bar to get apple juice. What kind of shit is that?
But the food was bomb. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Cheesecake Factory, one of them, that's a hit or miss spot. Whoever is the chef in that joint, he was putting his foot in everything. And then it's what you order as well. But the food
being there getting unique, you know what I'm saying? Don't be in there getting
special. Food was phenomenal. I tipped anyway because I used to be a busser. So when I was bussing tables, I feel that it's different because I feel the pain. I seen what servers was going through. I seen like
I get that
the struggle of what they were trying to accomplish because most of them was in college. Like y'all, they was in college at the time and they trying to make ends meet. And it's a hustle. You can make some money. You know what I'm saying? But you should treat people right though. You gotta give good customer service.
But it's levels with the tip.
I feel you.
So if it's a bad service, if it's a bad service, I might round to the nearest fifth. You know what I'm saying? Facts, real. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, don't let it come out to, you know, $171, maybe. I might get you $9 if it's bad. You know what I'm saying? But if it's good, I'll run to the 200. You know?
I ain't gonna check.
I respect
that bill was 177, right? It was date night. It was my turn to pay. I was very upset about it, right? I paid for this shit. Tell you what. The bitch got $12. The bill was about damn near $180. She got. Let me tell you something. That waitress at Planet. If you ever see this, bitch, you was terrible. You need to step it up.
Yeah, y'all gotta step it up. Hey, no, hold on. And we goes because I know we probably about to wrap up. Listen, man, y'all, if you are in a customer service position, please, they are trying to replace y'all with robots. You better tighten up. This is a reality. This ain't no fiction. This ain't iRobot. This is reality now.
Let me tell you something.
Will get replaced. You better, man, listen, you better act like every customer is your best friend.
I'm gonna tell you like this.
For real.
No matter what level of customer service, if you work in a restaurant, all you bitches that work in them call centers, let me tell you something. This AI shit is coming through sweeping. Like it's coming through like a Rico sweep. Let me tell you something. I'm telling you real. All right, this AI shit coming in like a Rico sweep. You bitches better pay attention. All right, be good at your job, and that's whatever it is.
Listen,
be good at the thing.
I think it's probably too late. I went to a hot pot, which was good, you know, Colombia.
And they had the robot jump.
It's efficient. It's on time. I'm sorry.
Listen, when you go to the airport now, you gotta order your meal. The shit come out like everything is run through an automated system.
Yeah,
now.
I'd rather automated
So
system
they
on
hiring less
TSA
people
because they
working
some
at the
shit.
restaurant.
Fuck TSA.
I sat down there at the little iPod next to you. You put it in boom, and they come right out.
Damn.
I'm like, damn, is that easy? Let me think. You know what? I want some more spring rolls. And
the robot ain't gonna complain or nothing. Ain't gonna suck his teeth.
Fake smile there. Have a nice day.
Damn,
bro.
Robot don't need no tip or nothing.
That whole time I was in that restaurant, I don't remember that waitress smiling at me once.
They did you the smile, yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, bro. I was like, damn.
Listen,
they on something.
I'm telling you, like, y'all better watch your ass. But listen, man, it was a great show today. I'm so glad I got to talk to you guys. You know what I mean? Like, I have so much respect for the people that I put in these seats. I curate these shows carefully. I don't make no mistakes. So when it comes to, the people that we invite here to have these conversations with us, I value you guys, whether you knew I was watching or not, whether you know I'm paying attention or not, whether I say anything or not. I value the people that sit in these seats, and I value these conversations. And I think that they're important. I think that they're necessary. And I think the game that you all give, the inspiration that you all give, there's not enough I can say about it. So I don't say it all the time. I don't say it every week. But to every guest that we've had up here, up until this point, and to the guests that are sitting before me now, I really do thank you guys, for taking time out of your evening to come and have these conversations, man. I'm going to let y'all do your outros, give your social media, and we're going to get up out of here.
All right.
Frank Blunt. Follow me everywhere at Frank Blunt _NS. That's IG, that's Facebook, Spotify, Twitter, wherever you at, I'm there too. So link up with me. New project coming out. Maybe it's me. Next month. I ain't gonna lie. 2 months from now. I got it. When you independent, gotta get them budgets built up. Yeah,
sure.
Yeah. Frank Blunt, man. Follow me. Yep.
Man, it's LAELWAY.SE. Instagram. I think you can find me pretty much on everything. Once you type in Elway, I should be the first one to pop up. I want to do some quick shout outs, I guess. Shout out to Kazon, artist I'm managing right now. Shout out to Ace of the Prodigy, Uncle Tony, Grady. I'm gonna keep my shout out short because we're at the end. So if I didn't shout you out, please don't be mad at me. It's not personal. I love you to death. Yeah. Yeah, I know y'all, I know I love y'all to death. Just Sheets and Funnel. You know what I'm saying? If you see it on Instagram, I would prefer you go to YouTube. But if you see it on Instagram, just, give me your input. If you want to be involved, definitely hit me, DM me. I'm going to make it happen.
What up, y'all? It's T-Low. My socials is TLOWKEY 703. I'm driving the project, Sangriaville 2, May 6th. Music video coming after that. Man, shout out to all my niggas. Shout out to videographer Nola. Shout out to Keys and Perfect House Studio DC shooting the video. And I appreciate y'all.
That's my spot, man. John P, that's my man. Yeah.
Hey, man. Chaziel, thank y'all again for coming and having this conversation with us, man. Y'all know what it is. Like, share, subscribe. And, Chaziel on all platforms. And again, I'm going to hit this every week. Go get the Bird by the Door audiobook out now. And it's straight direct to consumer, what we just talked about. So, yeah.
So, man, we got to support our entrepreneurs. And I am, of course, your host at @MiaWhat's5_. Please watch the podcast on YouTube. We appreciate all the love we've been getting on social media. I see those growing numbers. I see that engagement. Bless. Thank you guys so much. But take your ass to YouTube and watch it.
Please go to YouTube.
For sure.
We love y'all. We appreciate y'all at You Weren't There podcast. You can follow us everywhere. We see y'all again next week. God bless.